October the 21st, 1966, a generation of school children from the Welsh mining village of Aberfan was wiped out in the worst mining disaster ever to hit the South Wales coalfield. On a hillside above the village school, a slag heap, the residue of years of mining in the valley, slid down towards the buildings and within minutes engulfed the school and part of the village. The tragedy was etched on the faces of the rescuers as they tried desperately to save anyone who might still be alive under the thousands of tons of slurry. It was mid-morning when the giant tip began its murderous slide towards the village. A black avalanche destroyed the school in seconds. A 10-year-old who managed to escape said they heard a noise and saw all the stuff flying about. The desks were falling about, and the children were shouting and screaming. The headmistress was brought out alive, but the deputy head was found dead, with the bodies of 5 children in his arms. As the army of rescuers toiled day and night to get to the victims, the government set up an inquiry into the tragedy. Debris from a local colliery was being tipped onto the slag heap when the slippage began. That, combined with water that had seeped into the bottom of the tip from a nearby spring, had led to the movement. The weight of the extra slag had been enough to send the tip careering down the hill towards the village. The National Coal Board was accused of not warning the local people that there was danger from the heap. At the subsequent inquiry, the Coal Board was blamed for allowing the situation to develop into such a threat to the people living in the village. One of
(1957). 70 miles from Venice, amid the cliffs and gorges of Italy's Vajont River Valley, work begins on the Vajont hydroelectric dam. Crucial to the dam's operation is a vast reservoir that can hold 44 billion gallons of water. Ever since the filling of the reservoir in early 1960, enormous cracks have begun appearing on Mount Toc above the dam.
People could sense that something big was about to happen, because the ground was moving, as suddenly new cracks would appear, very deep and very large.
Then, in late 1960, another warning sign. This time, it's a landslide. Though relatively small, it prompts a flurry of scientific research. What it confirms is shocking. As a direct result of filling the reservoir, Mount Toc has become waterlogged, dislodging a 720 million-ton chunk of rock that is now slowly slipping down the mountain towards the lake below. And so in 1962, the authorities lower the water by over 70 feet. At that level, they are confident the dam can't be overtopped, provided the landslide falls into the reservoir at the speed they expect. Even as locals grow uneasy, officials remain confident that the threat is minimal.
No one had been warned in Longarone. There were no official warnings. There were just the warnings coming from the mountain.
October 9th, 1963. Traveling at over 60 miles an hour, 3 times faster than expected, the 1.5 mile wide chunk of rock is finally unleashed. In its sights, the enormous Vaillant Reservoir.
How can you imagine? 9 billion cubic feet of rock, breaking away from a mountain and falling into a basin filled almost to the brim.
It sends 2 giant waves in opposite directions, one towards the dam, the other towards the village of Erto. Traveling at over 30 miles an hour, the first wave engulfs farms and houses all along the shore, killing most of their occupants. Shielded by a spur in the mountain, the village of Erto is miraculously spared the worst of the wave. At the opposite end of the reservoir, the second tsunami is now hurtling towards the Vaillant Dam. It sends more than 275 million tons of water over the edge and into the valley below. In its crosshairs, nearly 5,000 inhabitants of Longarone, with nowhere to run. The town is gone, reduced to little more than mud and rubble. Of the town's 372 buildings, just 22 are still standing. The rest flattened and washed away down the Piave River towards Venice.
Longarone was not there anymore. They could see that Longarone didn't exist anymore. There was only mud and water and ruins and no life at all.
The Vaillant disaster claimed almost 2,000 lives, making it one of the worst man-made disasters in history.
景光路陇海路往南隧道里边。像过了台风一样，真吓人。里边吧有人没人是吧？
啥有人也没人。
Ça y est, voilà, la rivière. Regarde, l'eau arrive de plus en plus à ma camionnette là, du travail. Voilà. Et voilà, tous les débris qui arrivent. Ça y est. Donc au-dessus, ça doit être bien le bordel. Voilà. Putain, c'est pas possible quoi. Oh là là. Oh putain. Ouf. Merde, putain, oh, y a tout qui arrive ici. Oh putain, regarde. Oh putain. Oh putain, on va être noyé. Oh merde, la camionnette, putain, j'ai oublié de l'enlever. Oh putain de merde, non. Oh putain. Merde. Oh putain, non. Oh putain. Oh putain, non. Oh merde. Oh putain, c'est fini. Non, 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 non. Non, non. Faut descendre. Putain, mais ils sont malades, en plus ils font comme ça. C'est fini, hein, gros. Oh putain. Oh putain, carnage. Oh putain de merde. Oh, ça monte de plus en plus. Merde. Là, c'est catastrophe, hein. Putain, il y a la voiture qui bouge. Putain, la camionnette, faut pas qu'elle bouge. Regarde, il y a la voiture qui bouge. Regarde. Oh putain de merde. Regarde la voiture qui recule carrément. Oh non. Oh putain, je rentre. Oh putain. Oh putain de merde. Oh putain de merde. Oh, les voitures elles vont se pousser. Hein. Oh, la voiture là-bas elle démarre. La camionnette ne bouge pas encore. Oh, c'est fini hein. Oh putain de merde. Oh non, 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 stop. Non, putain, non. Putain. Ah voilà, elle se pousse, les voitures qui se poussent. Putain, si ça démarre, c'est foutu. Hein. Putain, ma camionnette. Oh là là. Oh merde. Oh putain de merde. Bon, la Mercedes a l'air d'être bien parquée. Oh là 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 là. Putain. Putain, regarde-moi ça. Oh là 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 là. Au secours quoi. Mais non quoi. Oui, hein, la voiture là, elle est morte là. Putain, j'espère que ma camionnette va pouvoir démarrer moi. C'est la cata. Qui augmente tout ça? Non! 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 Mais non! Oh putain bordel! Oh non! Oh non!
你那还反应过快，人感觉出来了。
俺下来有几秒了。
你别想在里边一干，离开快不快？
你看人那水声音哗叫啊，俺一听。
हम जो है अगले इसमें पानी
गाड़ी कौन लेना?
Heavy rain on Sunday night caused havoc in India's financial capital Mumbai. The downpour lasted more than a day, many areas were flooded, more than 250 millimeters of precipitation fell. This led to landslides that led to the tragedy. More than 30 people have died in the collapse of houses. Mumbai, with a population of over 12 million, has regular heavy rains during the rainy season. This often leads to collapsing buildings, especially in poor areas with poorly built houses. In addition, the nature of precipitation over India has changed recently. Prolonged dry periods are interspersed with short periods of heavy rainfall during the rainy season. In fact, heavy rainfall has tripled over the past 70 years. The annual flooding in Mumbai may be the result of an observed change in rainfall patterns, leaving hundreds of thousands of people vulnerable to risks.
Çok kötü burası.
Ona gidiyorlar. Orada da var mahkum kalan arabanın içerisinde.
Am fele băcuna, e de podot după continuu.
Heavy rains cause flooding in northeastern Turkey. Around 200 people have been evacuated due to flooding in Turkey's eastern Black Sea region. 6 people trapped in the Arhavi district and 9 in the Murgal district were taken to safe areas. There are also electricity cuts in the region. The Energy and Natural Resources Ministry reported that 3045 subscribers were left without electricity due to floods in the neighboring provinces of Artvin and Rize. The energy of 9650 subscribers was cut off due to security measures. Meanwhile, Turkey's Search and Rescue Association rescued 18 people. At least 6 people lost, with 2 people still missing, in flooding and landslides triggered by heavy rain last week in the Rize province. While a 1.5-meter puddle of water has come up in front of the buildings near the Black Sea coastal road, the workers who have been working in the tea plantations have been stranded in the gardens. A building of a hydroelectric power plant has collapsed and drifted away with the flood. Several citizens have been stranded in buildings as the entrances of the buildings have been underwater.
河南郑州我们就现在暂时不管了啊，看看我们浙江绍兴。
2个桥也保不住了。
태와 썩더니 왜 그래? 너를 썩은 소리 맞지? 태와
让我们敲希望的 儿烧祈祷在心中。
Talk to some people, I'm sure. We're also going to need to
filotto di Capitombola. Madre di Dio, che disastro. Guarda quello lì sfondato, il parabrezza. Mamma mia. Dio va. Vabbè, questo è sfondato del tutto. Mamma mia, che danno. Mamma mia, Dio va.
كل بتولع اللي جنبه اللي حواليه